Welcome back, crime fighters. Time for another edition of Calhoun County's Most Wanted, where you get to help lock up the bad guys. I'm your host, Chris Wright, along with John Garlick from the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office. John, good to see you.
Thank you, Chris. Good to be here.
And we've had a good week.
We've had a good week. Oh, yes. 8, the count. Bring the count up. There it is. 8 people put behind bars by folks of Calhoun County, bringing our count to 3,285 people put behind bars or made held accountable for their actions.
So the tips are hot, even though the weather's been cold.
It's been cold.
This morning it was in some places down to 20 degrees.
Ooh,
so
yeah. Frost on the pumpkin.
Does that cause some, I'm sure it does, some safety issues for people?
It does. There's lots of safety issues. If you're going to be outside during this time, you really need to put on layers and layers of clothes. There were kids doing sports practice, softball practice in schools and stuff, and they're out till 7 o'clock at night, doing their practice stuff, and it's cold out there and they need to bundle up.
And then people trying to prepare for the cold overnight with the space heaters and things like that, you really have to be very careful with those.
Very dangerous. Space heaters, of course, can be knocked over. Some of them have gas or kerosene in them and they can cause a fire, but really more importantly, those heaters suck away the oxygen, and if you're in a small, like a camper or even a small trailer, and you use that as your primary heat, it can suck the oxygen out and you can die.
We always seem to hear about that happening out at the track in Talladega when people come in for the race. So, and not something that we want to have to put onto the news. So no. Please take care of yourselves in the cold weather. Keep yourself warm, but do it in a safe way. And if you're using one of those heaters, make sure they've got instructions on them. They've got warnings. They're there for a reason. Read them.
Yeah, definitely read them and do stay safe and stay warm the way Chris does.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we've got some dancing. Not John and myself. No, don't worry. But we will have some dancing for you here, as well as the first half of this week's lineup here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
For emergency and non-emergency medical transportation, you can count on Anniston EMS.
Hello, I'm Johnny Warren with Anniston EMS, and we appreciate the opportunity to provide support for the Calhoun County's Most Wanted program. And I would like to remind everyone out there that if they need any medical transportation needs, please don't hesitate to call us.
Call Anniston EMS at 256-237-8572.
Big news for homebuyers searching through all those complicated mortgage options. AOD Federal Credit Union is now offering new, out-of-the-box mortgage solutions. Mortgage loan manager Jamie Bailey will help find the best rates and quickest approval for you. Conventional, FHA, VA, USDA, jumbo, HARP, and more. Call Jamie Bailey at 256-241-8218. Out-of-the-box mortgage services. Reason number 4 that you belong with AOD Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by NCUA. All loans subject to credit approval. Certain restrictions apply. Equal housing lender.
Amazing Grace.
How sweet the sound that saved
a crackhead,
drug addict, alcoholic, meth freak,
a wretch
like me.
I once was
homeless,
broken, sad,
just lost.
But now I am
sober,
happy.
I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Every day, shattered lives are restored thanks to the goods you donate to the Salvation Army.
Sonny King Ford, serving our community for over 92 years with the same family ownership. At Sonny King Ford, you always get the best price and service. Always have, always will. Sonny King Ford wants to earn your business one customer at a time. So remember, if you want to pay more for your car or truck, that's your business. But if you want to pay less, well, that's our business. Sonny King Ford, South Quintard, Anniston, Oxford.
Hi, I'm Katina Houston with Family Links, and this is the parenting tip of the week. It's tax season, and if you're raising your grandchildren on your own, chances are you're busy enough without having to worry about taxes. Alas, as one of the 2 certainties in life, you'll have to start thinking about them come tax time, which may seem daunting if there have been changes in your family since last year. But don't worry, while there are costs to raising children, there are financial benefits as well, which you may remember from raising your own kids. The IRS will give you money back just for having a child living in your home. There are 3 federal tax credit programs that give extra money to people who are raising children: the Earned Income Tax Credit, the Child Tax Credit, and the Child Independent Care Credit. Tax credits are better than tax deductions because you can subtract a tax credit from any federal income tax that you owe, while a deduction only reduces the income that you use to figure out the taxes you owe. Basically, a credit keeps more money in your pocket. The Earned Income Tax Credit is for low-income families. It is not necessary to be raising a child in order to qualify for this program, but people who are can get a bigger tax break. If your income is too high to qualify for the Earned Income Tax Credit, you may still be eligible to receive the Child Tax Credit, but don't plan on getting any money back if you don't owe any taxes. Your grandchildren must be under the age of 17 and they must be claimed as dependents on your federal income tax return to qualify for the Child Tax Credit. The third tax program that may be able to assist you is the Child Independent Care Credit. This tax credit helps families pay for the child care so the guardian can work or look for work. You will not receive a refund if your credit is greater than the taxes you owe, but the amount of your credit will depend on the number of children you're raising, your income, and how much you pay for child care. Your grandchildren must also be under the age of 13 or have a disability to qualify for the Child Independent Care Credit. Remember, there may be other credits and exemptions you would qualify for, so if possible, be sure to consult with a qualified tax professional so that you can benefit as much as possible. For more parenting tips, please contact Family Links at 256-820-5911.
And welcome to this week's edition of Calhoun County's Most Wanted. First up this week, Jerry Lee Knight. Ms. Knight, last known to be living in Anniston, she's wanted for probation violation on manufacture of a controlled substance. Take a look at Reginald Kelly. Mr. Kelly, last known to be living in Oxford, he's wanted for probation violation on robbery first. And this is Vashon Burton. Mr. Burton, last known to be living in Anniston, he's wanted for failure to appear on distribution of a controlled substance. And meet Sarah Glass. Miss Glass, last known to be living in East Aboga, she's wanted for failure to appear on possession and receipt of a controlled substance and use and possession of drug paraphernalia. And this is Audra Denny. Miss Denny, last known to be living in Alexandria, she's wanted for failure to appear on possession and receipt of a controlled substance and possession of marijuana first. And take a look at Jean Smith. Miss Smith, last known to be living in Loxley, she's wanted for probation revocation on receiving stolen property third. And last up for our first half, Jabril Clark. Mr. Clark, last known to be living in Anniston, he's wanted for failure to appear on obstruction of justice using false ID, possession of marijuana second, and resisting arrest. And that's it for the first half of our lineup. Stay tuned for the second half later in the show.
A sweet bitch as lucky can be. When I shake hands with you. A sweet bitch as lucky can be.
That is not ABC's Dancing with the Stars. That is Anniston's Dancing with Our Stars from last year, hosted by our very own John Garlick. You did a great job emceeing that, John.
Oh, thank you. You're very kind. I had a lot of fun. It's a great show, and it's great fun to be there with all the dancers.
John does make it fun.
Jan Hurd is our guest, and we're rolling around to the 2015 version of Dancing with Our Stars. Last year was the first one I actually got to go to. I had a few friends that were dancing, and I bought a ticket, went, and I'll be honest, I was reluctantly there, but supporting my friends, and I was blown away.
You had a good time, didn't you?
I did.
Every year we have more and more people come. Last year was a complete sellout. We had people on the waiting list trying to get a ticket, so glad you made it.
Yeah, I did, and John did a really good job emceeing.
It was fun.
And you're doing that again this year, right?
I'm doing it again this year. They were very nice to ask me to come back, so of course I said yes.
So, Jan, it's not just about having fun, getting out there dancing. This is about a lot more than dancing.
Absolutely. This is our 7th year, and for 7 years now we have been helping charities in Anniston, Alabama. We have 14 charities that we support. As of the end of the 6th season, we had raised over $271,000 to be distributed to those charities.
Over $250,000. That's so pretty awesome.
We're proud of that, and it's good to be able to have fun and help at the same time.
All right. So what are some of the charities that have been benefiting from this?
Some of our charities are YMCA, Boy Scouts, All Saints Interfaith Center of Concern, East Central Alabama UCP, United Cerebral Palsy, Community Enabler, Anniston Soup Bowl, Second Chance, Interfaith Ministries, Longleaf Botanical Gardens, the Rotary International Polio Plus to eradicate polio, the United Way, Success by Six, Boys and Girls Club, Children's Services, and Preschool Friends at Grace Episcopal.
So you've got a little bit of the international there with the Rotary,
Correct.
but for the most part, it's money that stays
Mostly,
right here in our
mostly
community.
local, yes, yes.
That's great.
Mostly for children too.
And of course, the big draw for most people is, like myself, I went because I had friends in there. So who are the stars this year?
I'm glad you asked. We have got a wide array of stars. We've got Dr. Darren Douthit from Anniston City Schools. He'll be dancing with Belinda Levy. Allie Hartley will be dancing with Bob Garner. Rodney Snyder will be dancing with Dana Caballero. Jennifer Weems will be dancing with Jose Caballero. Charlanda Ingram will be dancing with Jeff Gossett. Tina Roberts will be dancing with Glenn Hurd. Dottie Remsey will be dancing with Bruce Adams. Johnny Bird will be dancing with Randy Joe Owings, and you saw Randy Joe dancing before we came on. Sherry Johnson will be dancing with Terry Davis, and Chris O'Rear with Amber Harris.
All right, so with your foot here, the way it is, I don't guess you're going to be dancing.
I will not be dancing this year, but I will be backstage keeping things organized.
You know, I think you and Glenn should do a dance together.
That's what got me in this mess.
I heard that you hurt that by going into a burning building to rescue some puppies.
Absolutely. And they were world-class star puppies, too.
That's a good story. We'll run with that one.
Run with it.
Or at least limp along with it.
I jumped out of the second story with those puppies.
There you go.
Way to go. You're such a hero.
You don't have to rescue puppies to be a hero. You can just get out on the dance floor, or you can support the dancers.
Correct.
The night of the event, obviously, that's capping it all off. That's they've been working forever to make that happen. But all along the way, we've already got little fundraisers here and there for each of the dancers.
The couples are planning little fundraisers of their own. You can buy votes online, and that website is set up now. And then the night of the event, you can put more money into that envelope. If you see a dance you like and you want to vote for that dance, you put your money in and see who wins.
I know Rodney had a fundraiser down at the Cheehaw Brewing Company the other day, and several people just showing up didn't know there was a fundraiser, but the special that he had going for the fundraiser, everybody was going into the fundraiser and enjoying that, and they have one guy that said, well, it's a dancing thing, so he went in there expecting some dancing. Edith Couch gave him a dance.
Oh, well, and I'm sure she did a great job with that.
She always does. We need to take a break, but we want to talk more about Dancing with Our Stars, and we'll see a little bit more dancing when we come back on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
Amazing grace.
How sweet the sound that saved
A crackhead,
Drug addict, alcoholic, meth freak,
a wretch like me,
I once was.
homeless.
Broken. Sad.
just lost. But now I am sober.
Happy.
I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Every day, shattered lives are restored thanks to the goods you donate to the Salvation Army.
Big news for homebuyers searching through all those complicated mortgage options. AOD Federal Credit Union is now offering new, out-of-the-box mortgage solutions. Mortgage loan manager Jamie Bailey will help find the best rates and quickest approval for you. Conventional, FHA, VA, USDA, jumbo, HARP, and more. Call Jamie Bailey at 256-241-8218. Out-of-the-box mortgage services. Reason number 4 that you belong with AOD Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by NCUA. All loans subject to credit approval. Certain restrictions apply. Equal housing lender.
Amazing grace.
How sweet the sound that saved.
A crackhead,
Drug addict, alcoholic, meth freak,
a wretch like me,
I once was.
homeless.
Broken. Sad.
just lost. But now I am sober,
happy.
I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Every day, shattered lives are restored thanks to the goods you donate to the Salvation Army.
For emergency and non-emergency medical transportation, you can count on Anniston EMS.
Hello, I'm Johnny Warren with Anniston EMS, and we appreciate the opportunity to provide support for the Calhoun County's Most Wanted program. And I would like to remind everyone out there that if they need any medical transportation needs, please don't hesitate to call us.
Call Anniston EMS at 256-237-8572.
And welcome back to the second half of our lineup. First up this half, Timothy Thomas. Mr. Thomas, last known to be living in Anniston. He's wanted for probation violation on assault second. And meet Trevor Sanders. Mr. Sanders, last known to be living in Weaver. He's wanted on probation violation for attempting to commit a controlled substance crime. And this is Mario Reed. Mr. Reed, last known to be living in Anniston. He's wanted for failure to pay child support, the face of a deadbeat dad. Take a look at Samuel Miller. Mr. Miller, last known to be living in Ohatchee, he's wanted for harassment. And here is Frederick Garrett. Mr. Garrett, last known to be living in Anniston, he's also wanted for failure to pay child support, another deadbeat dad. And meet John Fletcher. Mr. Fletcher, last known to be living in Anniston, he's wanted for probation revocation on theft of property third. And last up in our lineup this week, Joseph Christopher. Mr. Christopher, last known to be living in Anniston, he's wanted for failure to pay child support. We end with another deadbeat dad. And that's our lineup this week. If you have any information on the whereabouts of these folks, please give us a call at Crime Stoppers, 256-238-1414.
That's one of the people that I went to see last year, Assistant DA Randy Mueller. I had no idea that was coming. I've known Randy since the 9th grade. I've never seen anything like that from him.
That dancing and preparing for this brings out some characteristics that we seldom see in a lot of people.
We're talking about Dancing with Our Stars, the big fundraiser that's coming up. When exactly is it coming up?
March the 7th, 6:30 at the Anniston Performing Arts.
Okay,
Anniston High School.
We got a little bit of time left for them to be rehearsing and raising some money and for people to buy their tickets. You mentioned a few minutes ago that last year it was sold out and people were on the waiting list.
Yes.
So if you know somebody that's dancing this year or just want to go in and see it, you need to get a ticket now.
You do need to get a ticket, and if you plan to go to the after party, there's a ticket for that as well. And that was very sold out. So if you want to go afterwards and have fun and dance and mingle with your friends and with the dancers and stars, plan to get that ticket.
Do you get to mingle with the MC at the after party?
Yes, you might mingle with him at the door on the way out. I don't know.
No.
But the tickets, the general admission is $25, and the admission to the event and the after party ticket is $90. So a total of $90 for the event and the party.
And this has been so successful that it's actually going to be televised this year.
It will be televised this year. This is a first, and we're just extremely happy to be able to partner and do that with y'all.
It gives more people a chance to see what is going on, see these dances. Also gives you a chance to raise even more money for all these charities.
And you know, it's best to see it live because that's where you really have fun. But if you can't, or if you want to see it a second time, sometimes it's even more fun to see it again.
Right.
Be sure and tune in and watch it.
And there are some sponsorship opportunities for people who want to have their commercial on during that broadcast.
Yes, we do have those opportunities for ad sponsorships, and Deidre Long with the Anniston Star is coordinating that. So if you're interested, please contact her at cpbiz BUZZ @gmail.com.
That stands for Consolidated Publishing
CP Biz Buzz
at gmail.com. But
Correct.
if you can't remember that, just go to the Anniston Star website,
right.
AnnistonStar.com, and find Deidre Long.
Just
on there.
find Deidre Long or contact one of us with Rotary and we'll get you to the right person.
All right, very good. So, what else do we need to know?
You just need to know to vote for your star, and you can vote as many times as you want to vote. Buy a ticket, show up, have fun.
So we can really say that. Vote early,
Vote often.
Unlike running for sheriff,
That's right.
You can buy the vote.
You can buy the votes and you can vote as often as you want.
That's
so,
correct.
Way to go.
And now, where do people go? What's the website to do all that?
I don't have that. It may have changed. Last year it was AnistonRotary.com, I believe, or dancingwithourstars.com. We need to get that and send it because it has been redeveloped, so I'm not sure if the website is the same. Go find Anniston Rotary and you'll find a link to the website.
Yeah, if you Google search
Google
for
Anniston Rotary,
and
you'll
Dancing with Our
find
Stars.
the link.
Yeah, and you'll also probably find some video clips of
You'll definitely
some of those
find
dancers.
You'll find video clips, and I imagine we'll be putting some of those on our Facebook page too. So be looking for that as well.
They work so hard to prepare for this. It's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Months.
The preparation, behind the scenes preparation, is almost a 12-month, year-long commitment. Because once this one is over, we'll start planning for next year.
And looking for next year's dancers as well. If you're thinking about that, this can be a good opportunity to really find something new. I know Randy, that we just saw, he's been going to doing dancing ever since then.
I have found that many people, once they get into it, they continue with it. As with me, I started 6 years ago as I was asked to be a star, had never danced other than just, at proms, that sort of thing, but I had no dance training. And after I did that, it's, you just either love it or you don't. And I loved it and began taking lessons. And then the next 3 years, I was a dancer paired with a star. And I've gone on to participate in ballroom competitions. My husband, Glenn, got into it because I was so happy with it. And it becomes a lifestyle almost.
So something to think about. If you think you might be able to establish the moves, you don't have to have the moves yet, but you've got time to work on it for next year. Jan, thank you, and I hope it's a great event. I know it will be.
It will be. I know it will.
All right. Well, we'll be right back with our crazy criminal on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
Sonny King Ford, serving our community for over 92 years with the same family ownership. At Sonny King Ford, you always get the best price and service. Always have, always will. Sonny King Ford wants to earn your business one customer at a time. So remember, if you want to pay more for your car or truck, that's your business. But if you want to pay less, well, that's our business. Sonny King Ford, South Quintard, Anniston, Oxford.
Big news for homebuyers searching through all those complicated mortgage options. AOD Federal Credit Union is now offering new, out-of-the-box mortgage solutions. Mortgage loan manager Jamie Bailey will help find the best rates and quickest approval for you. Conventional, FHA, VA, USDA, jumbo, HARP, and more. Call Jamie Bailey at 256-241-8218. Out-of-the-box mortgage services. Reason number 4 that you belong with AOD Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by NCUA. All loans subject to credit approval. Certain restrictions apply. Equal housing lender.
For emergency and non-emergency medical transportation, you can count on Anniston EMS.
Hello, I'm Johnny Warren with Anniston EMS, and we appreciate the opportunity to provide support for the Calhoun County's Most Wanted program. And I would like to remind everyone out there that if they need any medical transportation needs, please don't hesitate to call us.
Call Anniston EMS at 256-237-8572.
Amazing grace.
How sweet the sound that saved
A crackhead, drug addict,
Alcoholic, meth freak.
a wretch like me.
I once was
Homeless,
broken, sad,
just lost.
But now I am sober.
happy.
I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Every day, shattered lives are restored. thanks to the goods you donate to the Salvation Army.
And welcome back. This is our Crime Stoppers portion of our show where we ask you to give us some help on some property crimes that we have. We have 3 cases for you this week. The first one, on January 23rd, a television and assorted tools were stolen from this storage building located on 6 Foot Road in Ohatchee. And sometime between December 27th and January 24th, this storage building located on Verban George Road in Wellington was broken into. A weed eater, trimmer, and chainsaw were stolen from that building. And last up on your caseload, on January 24th, a blue 1997 Acura was stolen from this residence on Highway 144 in Ohatchee. If you know anything about these 3 cases, please give us a call at Crime Stoppers, 256-238-1414. Remember, we want your information and not your name.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
All right, our crazy criminal this week is not necessarily committed the most heinous crime of all, but John, when we have fire alarms and things like that, those are very important and need to be treated that way. And misuse of a fire alarm can be a crime.
Oh yes, absolutely. It endangers a whole bunch of people and takes first responders away from a real event.
Our crazy criminal this week is an individual who developed a problem in his apartment because he was flushing potatoes down his toilet, and shockingly it got clogged up. So he calls, I don't know why he's flushing potatoes, don't ask. But he calls maintenance. They don't respond as quickly as he would like, so he flips the fire alarm, and the fire department does respond quite quickly, but he ends up faced with a criminal charge.
That's a terrible thing, like the potato famine from decades ago in Ireland. Yes.
Waste of a good potato.
A waste
down
of a
the
good
toilet.
potato, yes, indeed. Tragedy. Terrible tragedy.
That's all we have for this week. If you tuned in late and missed the lineup, well, it's on the Facebook page, so you can go there and see who we're looking for this week. Hopefully you can help us find somebody or solve some of the unsolved crimes from the Crime Stoppers segment of the show. We will be looking for you again next week, but hopefully not in the lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
For emergency and non-emergency medical transportation, you can count on Anniston EMS.
Hello, I'm Johnny Warren with Anniston EMS, and we appreciate the opportunity to provide support for the Calhoun County's Most Wanted program. And I would like to remind everyone out there that if they need any medical transportation needs, please don't hesitate to call us.
Call Anniston EMS at 256-237-8572.
Big news for homebuyers searching through all those complicated mortgage options. AOD Federal Credit Union is now offering new, out-of-the-box mortgage solutions. Mortgage loan manager Jamie Bailey will help find the best rates and quickest approval for you. Conventional, FHA, VA, USDA, Jumbo, HARP, and more. Call Jamie Bailey at 256-241-8218. Out-of-the-box mortgage services. Reason number 4 that you belong with AOD Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by NCUA. All loans subject to credit approval. Certain restrictions apply. Equal housing lender.
Sonny King Ford, serving our community for over 92 years with the same family ownership. At Sonny King Ford, you always get the best price and service. Always have, always will. Sonny King Ford wants to earn your business one customer at a time. So remember, if you want to pay more for your car or truck, that's your business. But if you want to pay less, well, that's our business. Sonny King Ford, South Quintard, Anniston, Oxford.
Amazing grace.
How sweet the sound that saved
A crackhead, drug addict,
Alcoholic, meth freak,
a wretch like me.
I once was.
Homeless,
Broken. Sad.
just lost.
but now I am sober.
Happy.
I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Every day, shattered lives are restored thanks to the goods you donate to the Salvation Army.